You're listening to the All Systems Go podcast, the show that teaches you everything you need to know to put your business on autopilot. Learn how to deploy automated marketing and sales systems in your business the right way with your host, the professor of automation himself and founder of Automation Bridge, Chris Davis.
Welcome to the All Systems Go podcast. I'm your host, Chris L. Davis, founder of Automation Bridge, an online publication for small business automation, where we teach you how to grow your business online automatically. This episode, I need to listen, everybody. I have my white and black, my figurative white and black striped shirt, and I need to serve as a referee. I've got my whistle. Call me the whistleblower today, because the whistle will be blown, and I need to serve as an officiator between marketers and marketing companies. I'm blowing the whistle, everybody, and I'm calling foul on both sides so that these parties can realign and reassess their approach to create a more conducive and honest approach to both selling marketing software and learning how to market. Okay, so today, what I want to do in this episode is I want to cover why a company that sells marketing software of any kind should not be relied on to teach marketing. It sounds kind of crazy, but trust me, listen to this episode and you'll understand exactly what I'm saying. But I also want to cover why marketers shouldn't expect them to. Do you see why I have to play both sides? It's going down in this episode. Again, fair warning, I will be blowing the whistle. There may be some feelings to be hurt. You may feel a certain way, but it's okay. It's for the greater good of both parties. All right. So a little pain to prevent a whole lot of pain later. All right. Before we jump into it, I want to make sure that you're subscribed to the All Systems Go podcast. If this is your first time listening, please listen to the entire episode before you subscribe. I want it to be a true subscription, so that you know that there's value here. And if you want to subscribe, you can do so easily by using Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts. That means if you have a smartphone, you don't even have to download any software. All of that software is included on your smartphone and or mobile device. We're also available in every third-party podcasting application on the market. All right. So while you're subscribing, do me a favor and make sure that you leave a 5-star review, a 5-star rating and a review to help get the word out. It's a small act that you can do for me that would mean the world. And it also validates the podcast to ensure that iTunes know we're official. We're giving real value here, so that we could help more small business owners and entrepreneurs, everybody. OK, so today's episode, I feel like it's appropriate for me to wear my referee outfit because I've been on both sides and I can empathize. OK, I know the pains. I get it. I get both sides. And that's why I'm not going to vilify either one. But what I'm going to do is hopefully provide a context for both sides to operate in a healthy manner that's honest and realistic. Right. So let me first describe, you all know I like to give backdrop because context is everything. Right. Context roots the information that's being provided so that we can reach understanding quicker. So first off, when I started mentoring marketers, this was my first sign, right? I would open enrollment to my program and I would talk to each candidate personally because I'm very particular of the kind of group that I create, right? And I heard of quite a few times, when you have your sales hat on, you're always listening for objections. And it didn't happen often, but it happened enough for me to think through like how to reposition my offer and everything. But a lot of times I heard people when they had the option to go with mentoring or coaching, and invest in that, or if they weren't ready, and by ready means they just weren't serious about growing their business. And that's what I had to come to grips with. You're not serious. You're not in enough pain at the pace that you're moving, right? That turtle pace that you're moving, you're fine with. And that's okay. So what I would find from entrepreneurs like that is they would say things like, well, ClickFunnels has a certification. HubSpot has a certification. They would talk about certifications, courses, help documentation, blogs, and they would essentially go get their free education. And I would shake my head. And the thing is, the reason being is because I've never looked at a tool or platform as a means of teaching me how to market my business. Never done that. So when I started to hear this come up, I said, well, wait a minute, maybe I need to pay attention to this. This may be a trend. It wasn't a big trend, but it was a big enough trend. Okay. And again, it didn't bother me that much because it's an approach I never would have taken. And though, yes, you could argue they should have invested, it's their choice, right? Your path, your pain, your choice, your preference. Okay. But it brings me to my second influence, which was on the other side, and that was working with startups. So in no matter the official title or capacity, I've always been responsible for educating the market in some capacity on the software that was being used, as well as how to leverage it as an entrepreneur, small business, right? I've also been very close. This is intentional with support teams. Every startup I've worked for, I work closely with the support team. And the reason being is because it's how I keep my ear to the digital ground, right? It's how I stay in the know. What are our users facing? What are they up against? What are they constantly complaining about? What are they doing? Right? Like, what are they trying to do? Support is a gold mine. And from my experience, support folks love to share stories. Love to share stories. So again, I like to stay closely knit. All right. So with that experience, I've also created content for companies that was supposed to be objective to the company. And it's like a biased objectivity, right? You can only be so objective. Like, there's no way I can say another tool or a competing tool does something better as an employee for one company. So there's some there's some guidelines there, right? And at the end of the day, it works, but it also tells a lie, right? Like, creating that content does work. I think the one of the best companies that do it is HubSpot. I think HubSpot does really well with the type of content that they produce. But let's be clear. There is a certain type and a certain level that you will be able to learn and get just by reading content from a company with respect to other means. And I want to talk about it. That's what I want to talk about. So here, this is the point in the podcast where I draw the line. Okay. Whistle has been blown. I'm at half court. Hey, you go to your bench, you go to your bench. Okay. And I need to talk to each party independently. Okay. And this is for your own good. I need you to be safe and stop harming one another, because nobody wins. All right. And I'm going to defend. I need to be the voice to the voiceless at this point. I'm going to say some things to marketers that no employee can say and keep their job. I'm going to say some things as marketers to the company that you can say, actually. What's going to happen? They won't do anything to you. But I want to give a voice. So starting with the companies, I just have, this is simple. Stop trying to teach marketing. Stop it. At best, you can educate on best practices. You can provide use cases. You can even curate courses and offer certifications, but it will always be subjective to some degree of what you offer. And for that reason, it is unfair to set the expectation in somebody's mind that you're truly teaching them marketing. It's always going to be in the context of your tool and platform. And all I'm saying is be true to that. Understand what you can and cannot do. Okay. And the reason I say that, again, is because I've been on the back end. I've been inside the companies where they're like, hey, we just need you guys to learn marketing. We want to be teaching our users How, not just the tool, but we need to be teaching them how to market. False. Bird. I don't know how to do this. Whistle blown. Stop it. Flag thrown. Whatever. Stop it. And here's why. Listen. This is not theory. This is real life stuff. Okay. Here are the reasons. I have quite a few, but the main reason is very rarely is the employee for the company an entrepreneur themselves. They have no clue firsthand of the plight that you face as an entrepreneur and marketer. No clue. Do you understand that sometimes when you call up a company and you're asking them questions, you will be better off talking to the person at Starbucks giving you your latte? There's a chance that they may know more than the person who's working for the startup. And did I just offend employees of startups? Absolutely not. I just defended them. Because what do you do when you start a job? You start a job and you say, listen, I'm going to be the best at this job that I can be. But your job can set you up for failure by placing unrealistic expectations on you. And I'm speaking specifically to marketing companies. You cannot expect your employees to learn marketing. Marketing can be learned through books, theoretically. What your users need is practical expertise. That means I have actually done something. I have marketed before. That's the only way you can truly teach this stuff, because otherwise, when someone calls in and says, hey, look, I'm trying to figure out how to submit a form and this and that. And you're like, well, in this platform, we've got all kinds of forms and you could do this and you could do that. And this one company did. You're giving all these use cases and best case examples and scenarios. That's the best you could do. And that's okay. What I'm saying is, don't pose that your employees are about to learn how to market. Do you understand it takes years to learn how to market? And you're just what? What are you going to do? You're just going to, here's what they're going to do. And all right, whistle blown again, just so you guys have insight. When you're asking these companies questions, a lot of times they just regurgitate the same education, the same content that you already have access to. I can only go so far with my whistleblowing. I will not name names. But what if I told you there's a company out there that sells marketing software that license courses from an online platform that you can go to right now? Well, I could say the online platform from Digital Marketer. So you will be better off going to Digital Marketer and learning from them than calling in to a lot of these marketing companies and you learning from them. Listen, you have access to the same well. You don't need their bucket. You don't need to drink water from their bucket. Throw your own bucket down. And I'm just being 100% transparent. I have seen this on many occasions. This is not just one scenario that happens at one company. And hats off to Digital Marketer for creating such a vast library of knowledge that companies would reach out and use their content internally. There's some entrepreneurs that create courses, and companies use their courses as part of their onboarding to their own platform. So what did I just say? I just pulled the curtains back, everybody. Listen, I'll take the shots for you. If I could take the shots and it save you the stress and strain and frustration, so be it. I'm standing in the way. What did I just say to you? There is no expertise. Very rarely, I should say, very rarely is there expertise that you can gain from asking an employee at a marketing company that you don't have direct access to yourself, unless you're just being cheap. Can we be honest? You saw that course that was $37, $97, or $200, and you said, I won't buy that. I'll just call in, get it for free. There's a place in business for that type of person, and it's not success. Okay? So just know that. Another point, very rarely are the employees good marketers. And when I say employees, I mean all levels. If you're at a leadership level for a startup, you understand just because someone is a VP of marketing or even a CMO at a marketing company, that does not mean that they know how to market. They may know how to build teams. They may understand marketing at a high level, which is important, everybody. I am not minimizing this not one bit. But understand that even at the CMO level, they may lack the executional knowledge and foresight. They don't know how to build a landing page, but they know, hey, look, we need to be capturing leads. These are the amount of leads that we need to be bringing in. Hey, who's going to handle this? They don't care about the groundwork. You do. So at the leadership level, they really don't have to be good marketers from an execution standpoint. They just need to know enough about marketing, growth, the holistically to the business, and know how to build a team that can execute on their behalf. If they know how to market, that's extra. But in my experience, a lot of them don't. A lot of them do not. Now you go down to the manager, director, and all of that. The people who are actually managing most of the employees, they wouldn't know marketing. Listen, if it walked in front of them while they were brushing their teeth, was waving their hands behind them, hugged them, turned them around, helped them brush their teeth, and gave them Listerine to wash out, they wouldn't know who did that. What was that? What's that called? They couldn't recognize it. What did they say? Can't recognize it from put them in a lineup. Wouldn't know. I think that's Marcus. No, marketing. Right? They don't know it. Can't see it. Now, these are the same people controlling the initiatives, telling their employees, hey, we need to learn marketing. You need to become better at marketing. So how unfair is that internally, honestly? And I will tell you, I have worked with some of the best people, and they try their hardest. They go read books, they enroll in courses, listen to podcasts. Hopefully some of them are listening to this one, right? They do their best. But the reality is the expectation is false. You cannot, not only can you not subscribe somebody or prescribe somebody to learn marketing, there are some people that just don't understand marketing. Marketing is not something that could just be picked up by any and everybody. And it drove me crazy, and it drives me crazy when I used to hear that. Now, on my end, I will go out my way, everybody. Don't get me wrong. I was one of the rare few. And if you've ever come to any of my workshops that I did while I was at Active Campaign, you could see a clear difference in how I approached facilitating, because I always taught with the small business owner in mind and in that perspective, never to the tool. I was never limited to just the tool. I always taught business best practices. And that's because I've always had a business. I've always had to market my business, and I've always had to market other people's businesses. So I've always been engulfed in marketing in some capacity. If I'm working for a startup, I may not be as deep in my business. It may just be in maintenance mode, but I'm actively marketing their business, right? Helping mentor marketers, helping them market. I'm always involved in some marketing. So I knew what people were up against. So I'm not here to tell you, hey, yeah, just use a tag. Active Campaign has tags. I would sit back and say, hey, listen, everybody, let's take a step back. Segmentation requires information. How are you capturing that information? And what type of information are you capturing? Because I understand that the business owner really needs to get clear on the type of information they need to close the sale. Now, if you're working for a company and you've never done that, you've never closed a sale, so you don't know what type of information is needed. So when someone raises their hand, what type of information should I grab? I would ask, hey, tell me your business. If you don't have that acumen, you're like, well, you can do anything. We have radio buttons. We have drop downs. We have do you see the difference? And guess what? One is not better than the other. What I'm saying is the expectation of the company to put on their employees to teach marketing is false. Okay? I say this because I can count how many people have erroneously expect employees to tell them how to grow their business. And shame on that entrepreneur and shame on that company that claims that they can do it. The whistle has been blown. Stop it. Okay? Operate in under a realistic expectation. And you know, I don't know what some of these companies are saying behind. I've never been behind the scenes at HubSpot. Maybe HubSpot is telling, hey, we need to teach them how to market. I doubt it, because the content that they put out is very educational and it's very like foundational. You know, there's some execution stuff in there, but I've never read their stuff like, let me go to HubSpot and learn everything there is to know about marketing. They specialize in inbound marketing. I've taken their certification there. But when it comes to coming up with a marketing strategy for my business, they have blog posts that like give you pointers. But listen, you're going to need to talk to somebody. In fact, this is a good segue into the marketer side. Let me get off the company. I feel like I went in on the company a bit, but I needed to be, though, because I need to save the employees. There's a lot of them that are frustrated because they're being asked to do something they didn't sign up for. Like, listen, I just don't know how to market. You should have said that in the job description. You know, in fact, you should stop doing that, because nobody here knows how to market. Right? So let's not even play. Let's just give best practices, case studies, talk about how to use the tool. Right? And we can still be successful. So anyways, on the marketer side, let me ask you this. What are you doing? Okay. What are you doing? I get it. You're new to the space and you just need some hand holding, perhaps. But what you really need is a coach and or mentor, not support, not help docs, not online courses. You don't. And when I say online courses, I'm talking about provided by the company. You need a coach and or mentor. Okay. Somebody that can help you with your business model and extract a strategy that supports that aligns with it. You need to get clear on what you're doing, or you need to get clear on what you're trying to achieve, let me say, before you even buy a tool or purchase a subscription. That is your responsibility. What are you doing putting that responsibility on a company? Shame on you. I'm serious. I can't tell you how many Facebook posts I read in groups that I'm a part of where people are frustrated because they didn't get the level of help that they desired from the company, when really the fault was on them because they weren't clear. They were not clear. And the clarity is twofold. They weren't clear on explaining their issue. That's one thing. You know, you're in the technical realm. You can't just say, hey, why is it sending to the wrong segment? Why are people getting 2 of my emails? That's a loaded question. So you're not clear on your explanation, and you're not even clear on your execution. What are you doing? Like, who told you to do that? Why did you just go from idea straight into the tool? Where's your strategy? Where's your flow chart? Where's your map of segments? Not, you know, again, you guys know your IP should not exist in the tool. So if a tool goes, you're like, oh, my segments are gone. I like to use Airtable, everybody. I use Airtable to create my segments and the criteria and use linked relationships and all of that to get clear. And then I could build it out in any platform. I have an episode planned later on how to break free from platform imprisonment. That's what I call it. When you have all of your information in one platform, you can't go nowhere. All right. But you need to get clear on what you're trying to achieve. Your job is to own your strategy and only lean on the platform for advice on how to use their tool to execute it. Don't you dare shift ownership of strategy to a company. That's lazy, that's irresponsible, and it's just not what successful people do. So if you're doing that, you're wearing the members only jacket to the failure club. And I'm sorry if this sounds harsh. I told you it's going to be painful just for a little bit, but it is going to help you tremendously. I need you to take that jacket off. Do what it takes to create a strategy. You may not be the one to create your own strategy. This is why I say you need a coach or a mentor. Be willing to invest. It's not going to be free, but a good strategy, a sound marketing strategy, is going to make you 100 times what you pay for it over its lifetime. And I am not exaggerating at all. And the kicker is your strategy doesn't even have to be great. You just have to understand what needs to be done, and your execution must be consistent and on point. But I don't even see marketers, business owners, entrepreneurs, I don't even see them having that. They have an idea. They see a webinar. They see a blog post. Some friend shared a new tool in a group. They sign up, and the next thing you know, they're on support with the tool, asking them not just about the tool, but asking them about their business. Well, how do I do this? How do I grow my list? Are you serious? You're going to ask a lead generation platform how to generate leads? And I said that, and somebody was like, why not? Again, they're not marketers. All they can tell you is what they've experienced as an employee. Report on other people that have worked, other people's strategies. They're not going to be able to sit down and craft a strategy for your business. Okay? And if they do, it's going to be limited because these are employees, not entrepreneurs. Okay? You're looking, and this is real, you're looking for free and cheap marketing, and that's all you're going to get from these companies. That's it. Now, some of them do have paid certifications. I'm all for that. Pay for the certification. Again, it's going to be subjective to the tool. You're going to learn how to use that tool more than you're going to learn how to market your business. And that's what I'm saying. I don't even like the expectation. I would never, listen to me clearly, and this is just me. There's never a certification. There's never a course. There's never any content that's produced by a software company that I would be using to learn how to run my business. I have mentors for that. I have communities that I'm in for that. I have masterminds for that. When I'm coming to a tool, I just need help with you telling me how to execute my strategy. Don't dictate it. Show me how to execute it with your tool. But I've got a strategy laid out. Look, I need to capture them. This is what I need to do immediately afterwards. Oh, your tool can't do it? Well, thank you for your time. Next. Not, hey, I bought this tool, but how can I do this in your tool? And remember, the employee, that's their job to keep. They're not going to say you can't do that. Sorry. They're going to work hard and come up with a way. Hey, if you use Zapier, and then if you have a web developer, just program the webhook. And then if you do that, it's some Frankenstein approach, because that's what their job is. They can't tell you, hey, look, I know I work for Infusionsoft, but you can't do that. So you might want to use HubSpot. They're not going to tell you that. And you know that. You know it. I just said it and you're like, oh, yeah, you're right. Right? So if they can't tell you that, they truly cannot give you objective strategy, advice, and guidance. It's impossible. It's just not. And that's why I say, don't even have the expectation. All right. I say all of this, not to badmouth either party, but to provide healthy parameters and guidelines for engagement. This is the rules of engagement, everybody. This is my hope. My hope is that this prevents it from happening as frequently as it is. On company side, they get clear and say, hey, look, we're drawing the line. We're not teaching marketing. We're going to give them content from our experience. Let them piece it together. But that's an effort that we can't realistically take on or put on our employees unless they're just actively going out hiring entrepreneurs to do, to build out marketing. But a lot of times that's what their certification and partner program is for. Right? Like those partners and certified partners are the ones that they'll refer to a good company will refer to say, hey, look, you need to work with somebody to really help you with your strategy. We don't do that. But then on the marketer side, you can't be cheap and be like, oh, I don't want to pay a consultant. They're going to charge me an arm and a leg. Get out of here. You're not trying to be successful. You're not. Just be real. Okay. So if companies have to be real and stop trying to teach it to their employees, you need to be real and stop looking for it for free. Just stop it. Okay. I say that in love to help you and to help your business. All right. This is happening too often, especially with marketing software companies. And remember, just because they sell marketing software does not mean they can teach you how to market. I would argue, even if they have a certification program, it still does not mean they are equipped to teach their certified consultants how to market. Usually they're teaching those certified partners how to use the tool better. That partner is on their own trying to figure out how to market. So again, you all are drinking from the same well. Why use secondhand water when you can go directly to the source? You all have access to people, communities, programs, whatever that will teach you how to market better than a marketing company will. And my last statement in that is saying the reason why I'm very much passionate about it is because it wasn't until my more recent years in my professional career that I realized that every marketing company doesn't know how to market their own stuff. Can't name drop. But now, what if I told you the names of these companies and how would you feel if you've been asking these companies all along the way how to market? How would you feel? That would be something if I could just drop all the names, but I won't. I won't go that far now. My whistle has limitations. Okay. So my hope is that I don't have to put this whistle to work and I can put it away for good and not have to use it again. Because I feel like that was clear. There's a bit of passion in there. So, some of this stuff gets me riled up. But just take it as it is. Who needs to hear this? What SaaS owner do you know? SaaS CEO needs to hear this. VP, director, manager, lead. Who's asking? Hey, those of you that work in marketing for startups, who's asking you to know how to market and you felt uncomfortable? Okay. If that's you, make sure you share this with that coworker that you're talking to that feels uncomfortable as well. Because there's never just one in isolation. Right. Who is marketing consultants, strategists and implementers. Who is the person that needs help with their marketing? If it's not you in their strategy and modeling their business, pass this along to them. Save them from relying erroneously on a tool to do something that a company was never meant to do. Okay, but share it. Save somebody. Friends, don't let friends automate the wrong way, nor do they let friends market the wrong way. Help a friend out. That's what we're here for. And I hope that this podcast was helpful to you. As always, please make sure you're subscribed and you give a 5-star rating and review. All of these episodes that I've recorded and will record and all of their show notes will be available at automationbridge.com/podcast. So until the next episode, and as always, automate responsibly, my friends.